Hello, my name's David, and in this video we're going to take a look at creating gold text. Now this is ideal for any special occasion. You can add it to your own photographs, stock images, or you can create your own background as we're going to do in the video. Right, we're going to make a start. I'm going to head up to File. I'm going to come down to New. Now when the new document opens, select whichever one you want. It may be for print, it could be photo, it may even be web use. But going with photo, 10 by 8, that should work well. And you can see under layout, there's the dimensions. It is in the landscape format. Color, yes, it's going to be the RGB 8-bit and it's sRGB, which is fine. Let's click Create. But notice it is not in the Layers panel. Now I also want it to be a dark colour to make the text stand out. So heading down to Add Pixel Layer, we're going to click on this. I'm now going to go up to Colour and we're going to select a colour to put our text on. Now I'm using the colour wheel, but use whatever method you prefer. So I'm going to go with the blue and I'm going to come down to a dark blue. Something like this should be really good. Heading over to the toolbox, we're going to pick up the Fill Flood tool. It is shortcut G. That looks brilliant, just the sort of colour I'm after. Let's head down and pick up the text tool. Now I'm going to use the artistic text tool. When I've selected this, come into the frame, or should I say our background, click down. Now put in whatever message you want to be. It could be happy birthday, happy anniversary, it could be happy Christmas, happy holiday. You get the idea. I'm going to do something very simple. I'm going to call mine gold. Now you'll notice it is still flashing at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Command A or Control A, which is going to select all of the text. We can now edit it by heading up to the menu bar. Now under font color, if I click on this, we get back to the color wheel, but once again, use whatever method you prefer. Now I'm simply going to change this to white. Right, if you come further along, you can change it to bold, you can go to italic. Not going to use this, not going to change the font size, which you can do from the list here. Instead, I'm going to come over to Arial, which is the font. This is the most important part. Pick the font which is going to suit the message that you want to convey. Now, if you just bring your cursor down, you will notice, let's move it out so we can see it clearly. You can see the way it changes. You'll also notice some of these are grayed. That is because I have added them to my favorites, which are here. But I'm going to go back over to all, because there is something else we can do to choose the font. Now, if you know the name of the font you want to use, simply click so it is now highlighted in the window and start typing in the first few letters of that font name. Mine is SNE, and there it is, Snell Roundhand. Clicking on it, job done. Moving it back over. Let's have a look at resizing and repositioning our text. For that, I'm going to pick up the Move tool. Don't be tempted to use the shortcut, which is V, because it might add it to the text. Let's just move it around. We can make it bigger as well. We can make it smaller. So place it on your background image wherever you want. I'm just going to make mine large like this. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of an angle as well. Right, now that we've done that, pressing H on the keyboard. So I've got the hand tool. Let's have a look at this text. Now, a few changes. Let's head down to FX, which is Layer Effects. And when this opens, once again, moving it to the side so we can see how it's going to work. We're going to start with Bevel and Emboss. So let's click on it. Pillow, no, we're going to go with Inner. Radius, we're going to take the radius up. And as we take the radius up, notice how it starts to curve. That's looking really good. But I want something a little bit sharper. Now you may find that it looks really good like this, in which case leave it. But if you want to make it, because I've got gold, I want to make it look a little bit sharper, a little bit crisper, I'm going to come to Profile. And you're thinking, what profile? Click in Window. There it is down the bottom. We've got standard profiles. If I click on the linear one, that looks really good like that. Looks pretty sharp. You can go through them one by one. You can see how it changes. I like that one in particular. Coming back to the linear, you can just click, you can drag it down. I'm going to go with that. I really like that one. Okay, let's just click to remove that profile. Notice how it's now appearing in the window. For the color, we're going to go to gradient overlay. Tick in the window. Right, notice how it's gone to black and white. If we click here, come down to color, clicking on color, I've got the color wheel. Don't forget, use whichever method you're comfortable with. Now for the gold color, I'm going to come down into this window, click so it is all highlighted, and I'm going to type in FFA, and it is 800, the number. Press enter or return, and it immediately goes round to this gold color. That looks really good. Now you can of course come to the center. You can move it to increase the amount of gold like this. You can also come to type, which is linear, elliptical, worth trying. Again, it will depend on the message you're conveying. Now radial looks good. You can also sort of just take it up. You can play with the sliders, see what works. With this, I like the way we got the lighting in this area here. You've got the darker shadow there, which sort of really makes it stand out. Perhaps a little bit. Let's try the Y and just experiment, see what works for you. That looks good like that. In fact, I might take it back a touch. Just increasing that slightly. That will do nicely. While we're here, let's have a look at outer glow. Tick in the box. No, I'm going to leave this for just a second because I'm going to click close. That's added it to our gold text because something else I want to do. I want to add a drop shadow. Yes, you could do it in the layer effects, but I find it just a little bit limited. The method I prefer to use is to create our own drop shadow, and we can do it very simply by coming to the thumbnail. Press, hold down Command or Control, click down. You've made a selection. You can see it's going right the way around the outside of our text. We can switch it off. We can come down to add pixel layer. There's our new pixel layer. The selection is now on this layer. I'm just going to rename this, so double clicking on the word pixel, put in what it is, which is not a shadow, it is simply a shadow. Right, okay, now with this we need to fill it with black. Black is the background color, so heading up to edit, I'm going to come down, fill with secondary color, which has filled it with black. Command D, Control D will deselect, just moving it so it is central. I'm going to now come down to the live filters. With the live filters, I'm going to go up to Gaussian blur because we need to blur it off a little bit to give that more realistic shadow effect. We're going to take it up to something like this, but don't forget this is a live filter. It's been attached to our shadow layer as a child, so we can always come back, we can always adjust it. Clicking on the top layer, let's drag it below our gold text, and we're going to switch the gold text on. Now we're on the shadow layer. I can press V on the keyboard to give me the move tool. There's our shadow. We can move this around like that. That looks pretty good, just bringing it. Don't forget, we can always come to the blur. If I just lift it up, we can blur it a little bit more. We can make it a little bit sharper. I'm going to leave it something like this. Now, if you want to move the text around, just make sure you highlight both layers. We're on the shadow layer. If I come up to the gold layer, press Command or Control, clicking on this, both are highlighted. I can now give it a little bit more of a twist. Let's just lift it up like that. That will do nicely. Now to finish off, what you can always do, second thoughts looking at it, that gold's a little bit far away with the shadow. And this is what I like about it. It is so adjustable. Right, pressing H on the keyboard. There it is. Now to finish off, I'm going to click on the gold layer. Glad you reminded me. One thing I've forgotten, heading back up. I was in the middle, wasn't I? I was going to add some outer glow. This can really add to the text. So let's put a tick in the box. And if we can just make sure it is live, that would really help as well. Coming to color, we're going to click. You can put in the same number that we had before, or simply grab hold of it, take it through into the yellows, something like this. Here it would be a little good. Let's say a little, yeah, I want a little more yellow is what I was thinking. there would be good. If we take the radius up, let's see how this is going to look. Yes, that looks, taking it up a little bit further, something like this, the intensity, just trying that as well. There, that looks good. Yeah, like that. Don't forget, everything is going to be fully adjustable as well. Just double click on the FX logo there. Right, to finish off, what I was going to say is we're going to add a new pixel layer. Pressing B on the keyboard is going to give me the brush tool. Let's head over to our brush panel. Now, I did a search, came up with some star brushes. Here they are. I will put a link below as well in the description. But let's take a look at something like this, making sure, yes, I have got white as a foreground color. If I use my right hand square bracket, I can make the brush larger, taking it up, something like this would be good. And let's do another one there. Yeah, like that. Dropping it right down in size. For that, I'm going to use the left hand square bracket, put in a little star here and a little star there. And let's just change the brush for a second. Let's just scroll down. Let's take a look at this one. That could be good. Using the right hand square bracket, making it a little bit bigger. Let's put some stars in here and perhaps one there. And just to finish off, one there, and there it is. Adding some stars to it as well. Pressing H to give me back the handle before I go and click on anything else. There is our goal text. Don't forget, everything is going to be completely adjustable. Go on, give it a try. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Give it the thumbs up if you have. Don't forget to subscribe. Plenty more videos to come. Click that little bell icon. You'll receive a notification every time a new video is posted. But until the next time, it is happy imaging and take care.